I've had this Auto Cruise Select 184 for about 18 months now, having upsized from my old Hyundai Pop Top. Overall, I think I'm delighted with the change. We've got a lot more space. I don't have to worry about windy nights in the canvas Pop Top. And the extra length of the vehicle, 6.36 metres, hasn't been as much of a problem as I thought it might have been. Unfortunately, there have been a few issues that have kind of bugged me, have really annoyed me about the van. When I bought it, it didn't have a reversing camera, which I thought was crazy. It didn't have mud flaps, so I fixed a pair of mud flaps behind the front wheels and we fitted a reversing camera. I then discovered that the solar panel was a measly little 40-watt effort, and the leisure battery was equally miserly, a little 80 AH thing. I tended to find, particularly in the warmer days of summer, that when I had the compressor fridge turned up, it was eating up energy from the leisure battery. So I decided I had to do something about it. My good friend Mark at Highland Camper Vans near Inverness has changed the little 80 AH battery for two 95 AH leisure batteries, and he's also fitted a new solar panel to 120 watt one that adds a wee bit of vroom to the existing 40 watt effort that came with the van originally. Now, I'd considered changing the setup to lithium batteries, but to be honest, I just couldn't justify the cost. I couldn't afford it. We'd be talking about over £1,000 for a single lithium battery. So I'm hoping that we won't have to rely on electric hookup quite as much as we have done in the past. There are so many new airs opening up all around the place, and most of them don't have EHU, so essentially I want to be fairly self-reliant on power. I'm hoping the new batteries and the 160 watt of solar power will change the way we use the van, and we should be able to go for longer periods without having to seek out an electric hookup at a campsite or whatever. Now, Mark at Highland Camper Vans was doing a couple of little jobs on the van, so while it was off the road, I asked him to fit the new batteries and the bigger solar panel, which he did. So I went off to collect it just as winter changed with a bit of a bang into springtime. And with a cracking weather forecast for the weekend, I thought we'd take off for a couple of days and put it all to the test. Right, tell me what we've got here, Matt. Tell me what you've done.
We've got the two leisure batteries here in parallel. You've got your controller up there, and that releases 80% of the power from the solar panel to the leisure batteries and 20% to the engine battery. So it just keeps it topped up.
Okay. So is there anything I've got to do with these batteries when I'm, just treat it as normal?
Yep, just use it as normal. They'll run as they are. When we get the controller in, you'll be able to see up there, and it'll have a display, and it'll tell you what all the batteries are.
Okay. Now, what about the new solar panel? Is there anything I've got to
just
look out on that?
No, that'll tell you when it's charging, when you've got the green light. When it's red, it's on standby, and that'll be when you're on hookup. And there's more power in the batteries than the solar panel's giving. That's you.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, what size are these batteries? Is that 280?
295s.
295s. Well,
yep.
That's better than we had before.
Yep.
That's
295 AGMs.
Yeah, good. Well, that should last me in some of these airs with non-electric hookup places.
Yep.
Good. Excellent. The original leisure battery lived here in the back seat, the forward-facing seat of the dinette, just behind the driver's seat. And to get into it, all you have to do is unhook it, pull it out, as if you're making up the extra bed. And then under here is where the old leisure battery lived, and it's now joined by a twin leisure battery, another 95 battery. So we've got 2 leisure batteries running in parallel. It used to be one battery here, and then a bit of a space for storage or whatever. It's where I used to keep my spare shoes and things, because you can access it from underneath in the front. But now it's filled up with a nice brand new leisure battery. 2 leisure batteries running in parallel, so that should make quite a difference. So quite handy in there. Well, we've got our new batteries fitted and we've got the solar panel in place, so it's ideal conditions to try them out with the sun shining from a bright blue sky. So we're leaving Inverness and we're heading north, probably beyond Liverpool. With loads of battery power available to us, we had a fairly quiet night. And first thing next morning, we had a nice poke around Elphin with the wonderful Sullivan in the distance, before a day of hill wandering around Knockan and onto the Corbett of Coolmore. Now, this is exactly why I use a camper van. To wake in the morning with a view of the hills, a quick breakfast, get the boots on and get out there to enjoy the weather and of course the wonderful views. And on a day like this, in a place like this, it's just magical. No rush, no pressure. Next morning, with even more sunshine to charge up the new batteries, we headed north to Durness and the wonderful Sango Sands.